Regarding the starting principle of HOO vehicles, we first understand what electrical components are composed of. S205 represents the neutral switch in the Sinotruk electrical schematic diagram. S225 represents the undercar start switch. S226 represents the undercar off engine switch. S13 represents the key switch. K26 represents the start relay. G1, G2 represents the battery. S201 represents the power switch. M101 represents the starter. After understanding the basic electrical components of the HOO vehicle starting system, now let's start to understand the circuit connection of the starting system. The negative terminal of the battery is connected to the frame. Here we use G to represent. The positive pole of the battery enters the starter magnetic switch through the power switch. At the same time, it will give the key switch a positive pole. Pin 30 of the K26 relay is connected to this wire. When starting the engine, the transmission must be in neutral and the clutch switch engaged. When the neutral switch is on, the negative pole will flow through the AX for plug 5 pin, the neutral switch, the X of 4 plug 6 pin, and flow into the meter. Negative electrode flows into the meter and the meter shows neutral. And this line will be divided into another line and flow into the start relay pin 85. At this time, turn the key switch to the start position. The positive output of the key switch is connected to pin 86 of the start relay. At this time, the starter relay is energized, and the relay pin 87 outputs the positive pole to the engine starter motor. The starter motor starts working. Or turn the key switch to the on position. The on position outputs the positive pole to the main relay. And the main relay outputs the positive pole to the start switch under the vehicle. At this time, press the start switch under the car. The positive pole reaches pin 86 of the starter relay through the starter switch under the vehicle. At this time, the relay is energized. At this time, the starter relay is energized, and the relay pin 87 outputs the positive pole to the engine starter motor. The starter motor starts working.